It's time for What's Burnin' with Kevin KB Burns, presented by Bill Lacasse and SRG Financial Advisors. But first, please join us as we honor our great nation with the playing of our national anthem. And now your host, Kevin KB Burns.
Hey, welcome in. It's What's Burnin' on Lake TV. KB, your host, and glad to have you back for another great episode where we're going to take on all comers today. We're going to look at the financial world. We're going to head back to the Camden County Museum. We're going to do it all. And I just want to remind you as well, we're going to do it 7 days a week, 3 times a day. So check us out at 7 a.m., 5 p.m., and 11 p.m. with a new show every Thursday. Bill Lacasse on the program, our title sponsor from SRG Financial Advisors. Bill's got some great advice for you folks. If you are charitable, you like to give to your church or the animal shelter or whomever, he's got some great advice for you. We're also going to continue on with our Responsible Gun Ownership series. This is episode 9 as we prepare for the range with Tom Abbott from Iron Eagle Tactical. On the trail again with Mr. Bill Mulder, as I mentioned, we're going to make another stop to the Camden County Museum. Actually, we never stopped. We just kept going, and we couldn't incorporate it all in one episode. So we're going to give you round 2 at the Camden County Museum, a great place for you to check out in the city of Lynn Creek. And we will wrap it all up with our furry friends. We got to head out, as we always do, to Ozarks Cat and Canine to meet an interesting pair of kittens that need a home, but they have to be together. They're Yam and Pumpkin Pie, and we'll have it all for you coming up. Again, a big thanks to our sponsors. As I mentioned, SRG Financial Advisors, our title sponsor, Budget Blinds, Ozark Barge and Dock, our veterinary at the lake, and Bryant Auction. So hold on tight, strap yourselves in, and let's go for the ride. It's What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
What is COMC? A health center where everyone has access to high-quality, affordable medical, dental, and behavioral health care, regardless of insurance or ability to pay. Offering primary care, preventative, chronic, pediatrics, and OBGYN. COMC even offers comprehensive dental and same-day emergency care. A health center that focuses on every aspect of your health. Everything your family needs to stay healthy. At COMC, your health is our mission.
Join Lake TV for a cup of coffee with Will and Chris, the Lake area's only local TV talk show focused on the Lake area. Local stories, local sports, and local events. Have a cup of coffee with Will and Chris weekdays at 8, 1, and 8 on Lake TV.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
A move to your dream home should be exciting. not a hassle. That's why you go with the experts at Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Welcome into What's Burnin' right here on Lake TV. Glad to have you with us, and of course, glad to have our title sponsor, Bill Cass from SRG Financial Advisors.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. What's shaking in your neck of the woods?
You know, everybody is, of course, getting ready for this snowfall. It's getting ready to come, whatever that means.
Snowpocalypse 2022.
Yeah, right.
This has turned into the boy that cried wolf, though.
It has.
So let's hope something happens so we stop ignoring our local meteorologists, because you don't want to do that. They're good people. They're good people.
And I've been hearing rumors that the grocery store is overpacked with toilet paper, so we declare a snowstorm and kind of thin some of it out.
I will tell you, and I'm not going to go into detail, I did push someone out of the way for the last dozen jumbo eggs, and we'll just leave it at that. Sorry, ma'am.
Whoever you are.
Yes. No, I really didn't do that. But we get into a new year, and maybe we're still kind of feeling the pain from the previous year when it comes to taxes. So you wanted to come in and offer up some options, or at least something to think about for the next go-around.
At least for part of the population.
Right.
I wish I could say it was for everybody, but this is for part of the population. The problem has been is nobody really knows just exactly what's going to happen with income taxes. I mean, we are still under a tax code that was put in place by the previous administration that we all kind of got promised was going to change for better or for worse. I don't know if that's good or bad or whatever, but it has not changed. We still have the same tax code. And one of the it's not a huge issue, but one of the things that has been kind of a problem for a lot of people is that, and when I say for a lot of people, we're talking about charities here. One of the problems that has really been for a lot of charities has been the fact that the standard deduction has gotten high enough that most people do not itemize their taxes any longer. When you look at, for this coming year, $25,900 is the standard deduction for a couple filing jointly, or if you're over age 65 and a half, you get an additional $2,800 off of that. So we're talking about $27,800.
Where do I sign?
You're getting that. That's an automatic, and that's what the problem is for most people. Unless you have a mortgage that has interest rate that is just a gigantic mortgage, most people are not qualifying to be able to itemize. So one of the problems has been churches, different charities that count on people's goodness, kindness to give, but there's no incentive there any longer tax-wise if you're not able to tax deduct. So I talk a lot towards the end of the year about making sure that if you are over age 72 and have to take required minimum distributions, that you get that done in a timely manner before the end of the year. But I want to kind of flip that. Here we are back at the beginning of the year. This opens up an opportunity for people that if you're above age 70 and a half and older, you're able to use something that's called a qualified charitable distribution. And if you use it correctly, it can be a tool to be able to make sure that you are giving money. If you're charitably minded and are wanting to make donations to someplace, this allows you to be able to make donations without having to pay income tax first on the money, and then still being satisfied with that standard deduction. This allows you to still get that standard deduction, but kind of an opportunity to double dip just a little bit.
And why shouldn't we have that opportunity? And it seems like with the way things are going tax-wise, that the government is trying desperately to eliminate any opportunity for us to get a break in order.
Yeah, I tell you, it really has come down there. There's only 2 or 3, really anything that you can use that allows you to be able to reduce your tax burden if you don't qualify to be able to do anything other than the standard deduction.
Mm-hmm.
So now here's how this qualified charitable distribution works. Here we are at the beginning of the year. Let's say, and I'm making up numbers here, but let's say that you give your church $25 a week. You're going into church, you give them $25. Come back next week, give them another $25. How might it be to go ahead and have your 401k plan that you've changed over to your IRA, you have a traditional IRA, have the people from the IRA make a direct check to your charity where you never take possession of it, but you could have them send them, say, $100 a month or $125 a month. That comes out of your 401k that has been converted over to that traditional IRA, and there is no tax paid on those dollars when it's done that way. So you accomplish a couple of things. You're able to continue with your charitable giving. You still get the standard deduction that we talked about before, but this allows you to be able to pass that money on without having a tax burden for that. So this, if you start at the beginning part of the year, you can kind of get this rolling and have this take care of you throughout the entire year.
I'm thinking every preacher in town is going to start his sermon with that advice.
And I tell you, they need to. They truly do. There are just a few things left that allow you to be able to do that type of thing. And you also have to keep in mind that as you are having these distributions made directly to your charity, it reduces future required minimum distributions that you have to take out, because for a lot of people that's a pain. If you've got somebody that's got a great pension and Social Security, and they've got money saved in that IRA, but they really don't need it, but you hit age 72, now the money has to come out, and it has to go to, it has to have taxes paid on it. Well, if you already have this set up where you're sending those dollars to a qualified charity, well, that does not add to your taxable burden. So it keeps your adjusted gross income from rising, which can be beneficial for things like your Part B deductible on Medicare.
Right.
That is now means tested. So the higher your income, the higher that is. So that eliminates that amount of money that is counted as actual income. And always keep in mind that these types of distributions are made as individuals, which means that both husband and wife can do that out of the same household. And you need to also remember that these are not dollars that only can be the required minimum distribution amount. You can give up to $100,000 per year out of your qualified account, out of your traditional IRA, without having to pay income tax on it. So you could distribute that kind of money out over a broad array of different types of folks. So this is a great way of continuing the ability to give to your charity, help that charity, but also not increase your tax burden or increase your Medicare burden and a lot of things go on like that.
So I'm thinking right now, the churches are going to use it in their sermons, but the government is going to find a way to do away with it.
Well, bless their hearts, they just recently did this. If we kind of take a look at the history, qualified charitable distributions, there was a temporary provision that was put in 2006. Mm-hmm. It did not become permanent until 2015. And they have been kind of tweaking the tax code. You remember we've talked a little bit about the Secure Act over the years. Well, the Secure Act has had a little bit of an effect on this because it originally started out with the idea of saying, okay, this is required minimum distributions for people that are age 70 and a half. That's where that 70 and a half number came from. But they left, even though that you don't have to take required minimum distributions until you're 72, mm-hmm. they still left the ability for people that are 70 and a half or older to be able to use this mechanism to pass money forward. There's only one thing I have to caution everybody about. Another rule that was changed.
This is the other shoe dropping.
You do have to be careful if you are still continuing working. If you're working and still saving money into an IRA, because that's another rule that has just been changed. Used to be at 70 and a half, you had to quit putting money into a traditional IRA account. As long as you have earned income now, you are able to continue putting money into a traditional IRA. The problem becomes if you want to utilize a qualified charitable distribution, however much that you have contributed to your IRA, that is taken away from the amount that you can actually give through the qualified charitable distribution. The idea there is to keep everybody honest. The law was put there to have an ability to distribute money without a tax burden, not to create money, distribute money with multiple different layers. So,
when you look at this, in reality, it seems like a pretty good thing. I mean,
it is,
and it really helps out your,
it truly does.
And we as people and human beings, we obviously want to be able to contribute to our church, our animal shelter, our homeless shelter, other charities and things like that. At the same time, though, you have to kind of watch it. Yeah,
it helps to have a little incentive to say, yeah, we're going to give you a tax break if you do that. I mean, we all got used to that. I mean, that was what a lot of people, they were used to making contributions to charities, and at the end of the year making a list, putting it on their tax return, taking that as a deduction. Well, this is not a deduction, but because the money in IRAs is pre-tax, it's basically the same thing. It's just another way of accessing that money.
Like your community radio station, for example, if you wanted to make a donation to them.
That's exactly right.
That's something that you can do.
You could be a monthly contributor to community radio, have your where you have your IRA, the custodian would just basically make the check payable to the charity that you're giving the money to, the radio station, the Humane Society. I mean, it's basically any charity that qualifies as a qualified charity, you can do this with.
What's interesting about this whole thing is as long as it never touches your hands,
yes,
it's good to go.
Right.
But as soon as you get your hands on it, it's like, they set the money there. No, I don't want to touch that.
Yeah,
Can
you
take
want
care of
that
that
check
for me?
in somebody else's name, not yours.
Yeah. Can folks get the white paper on this from you?
Yes, they sure could. If they want to give me a call, 573-302-7212. Be more than happy to give them information. Be more than happy to kind of coach them into what's possible, what's not possible. Like I said, there's not a lot of precautions in doing this, but the one big one is if you are working and still contributing to a traditional IRA, you can do one or the other, but it's pretty tough to do both.
Bill LeCasse is our title sponsor here on What's Burning with SRG Financial Advisors. Give them a call over there, 573-302-7212, srgfinancialadvisors.com, correct?
Yep.
Got the website. On occasion, you can hear him on with me on Key Radio, and we love having him here to help give out some advice and maybe take the teeth to some degree out of the IRS a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it. Or at least, knowledge is power.
Yes, it is. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Great to see you.
Appreciate it.
We'll take a break, come back. We've got more coming up right here on What's Burning.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
At SRG Financial, we reduce the uncertainty on your journey to financial independence. Our foundational approach revolves around two things: what matters most to our clients and the things that we can control. The things that matter most often revolve around family, occupation, and recreation. The things we can control are a panoramic approach to financial planning, a strategy that stays fluid and dynamic like your life, and a proprietary process, the mile marker formula. If you want to reduce the uncertainty on your journey, contact us today.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator, That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Hey, Jess.
Yeah, Nicole, what do you need?
Did you see that new listing in Sunrise Beach?
Yeah, it was just listed 2 minutes ago.
It has 150 feet of lakefront.
And a brand new kitchen.
I'm headed out there after I type this email.
I'm on the phone with my clients. Hey, where are you going?
I already put an offer in, cash above list, and it's looking good.
Are you kidding me?
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Here again in the gun shop of Tom Abbott at Iron Eagle Tactical. We've talked a lot about safety, training, concealed carry, the types of firearms that you're comfortable with, ammunition, you name it. Castle Doctrine, stand your ground, and now we're going to talk a little bit about something that's very important, and that's transporting your firearm and, of course, having the proper safety gear along with you as well. So what do we got going on here now, Tom?
Well, KB, we've done our segments here in the studio or in the gun shop, as you said, and now we get to go do the fun part. We get to go fire some ammunition downrange, hit some steel targets, maybe hit some swinging gongs, and see how accurate some of this stuff is that we've put together here. But the most important thing, again, is we go back to safety all the time. So before I leave to go to the range, I put together my range bag here so I know, and I don't put my ammunition and stuff in here. I don't want to mix it all in. This has my eyes and my ears and medical kit, things like that. You know, if you get a slide bite, we'll cover that too. You know, you want to be able to not have to cut your range day short. So just a few things that I like to put in here. The most, the two major things are eye protection, which I've got several different pairs of shooting glasses in here. These happen to have an amber lens on them that enhance the vision. You know, we've talked about as we get older, we don't see as well. So the more light we can get into our eyes, the better off we can see. But you want to protect those eyes. So whenever you put these glasses on, they wrap around both sides. So just traditional glasses typically don't suffice unless you want to put the shields on there. You know, safety glasses that you wear at work, if they have the safety shields on the side of them, that's fine too. I like these that wrap around and make sure that none of that hot brass is going to bounce around and get anywhere close to my eye. Fragments, recoil, anything like that. I just don't want anything getting in my eye.
Sure.
So we wear eye protection. Hearing protection is also paramount on the list. These are a set of noise canceling headphones, so they're over the ear, over the head type. So basically like your studio headphones, I'm probably going to be talking a little bit louder right now. You can turn these on and it enhances your hearing. But they're designed so whenever it hears the crack of a rifle, anything over 95 decibels, it shuts them off. So you can hear what other people are saying, what other people are doing. You can hear animals walking in the forest and the leaves. It enhances your hearing until it hears the crack of a rifle. And I wish I could snap my fingers, but I can't. Got a broken hand on this one, it's not gonna happen. Maybe that one. So, but when it does hear that crack of a rifle or a handgun or a pistol, even close to you, it automatically shuts them down, so it knocks about 25, 30 decibels out of that. So it protects your ears. So you've got this type of hearing protection. You have the in-ear style like this that just twist in there. I always carry 5 or 6 pair because whenever we go out to the range and shoot, I want to make sure that everybody around me is protected as well. So, always have plenty of these, even if they're the, $5 to $10 ones, as opposed to maybe $50 or $60 for a pair of these that, are your personal ones and you get used to them. There's even some now that Bluetooth. They're in-ear protection, they're enhanced hearing, and they can Bluetooth to your phone. So you can listen to them, but they also have that noise canceling capability.
Right.
I've always got some extra tools and stuff in my range bag, some cleaning supplies, brushes. Something's going to happen at the range.
Yeah.
Guns are mechanical. Something might break, something might get jammed up. You want to be able to clear any jams or work on small things while you're at the range. So that's all included in here. Gloves, hand wipes, things like that. You never know. It's like a prep kit for anything that may happen out there. I always throw a couple extra bottles of water in there too. It might get out to the range, might get thirsty. And
might get hungry.
You might get hungry. Yeah, that's always stop and get a sandwich on the way. But you get thirsty. And you never know how long you're going to be out there. You might plan on being there for an hour or two, but you have a lot of fun, so you might end up all day. So always throw a couple of extra small bottles of water in there. Transportation. We're not, typically if I'm running with a concealed carry gun, that's probably not the one I'm going to shoot that day. I'm going to test a rifle or a new pistol that I got that I haven't used in a while. So I want something to transport it in. So something like this, case, probably pick one of these up. I've picked these up for $15, $20, something like that. So it's padded, so you can throw it in your car. It's got handles so you can carry it, and you can carry multiples. I'll put a different gun in each one of these. So you can grab 2 or 3 of them, carry them out to the car. One of my cardinal rules that I try to adhere to is I don't take every firearm that I have to the range. I go to focus on one discipline, whether it be pistol or rifle, and I try not to mix the two of them up because they are different, and you don't need to change your head around. So I'll take a rifle or two out that I want to shoot, and I'll work on the rifles one day. I'll take pistols out the next day, and I still try not to take all of my pistols at one time.
A little hard to keep track of all that stuff.
It is, different ammos, things can happen. This particular bag has a place for spare magazines. So, there's spare magazines for the gun that you're going to put in here. There's a place for your eye protection. There's a place for your hearing protection in these types of pistol cases. Not sure what this is, for spare ammo, or you can set your bottle of water in it, one or the other. But again, I keep the pistol in a holster.
Right.
I have a holster for every pistol that I have, just because you never know when you're going to carry it. And also, again, it helps protect the trigger area. So I put the pistol that I'm going to take and shoot in that, zip it up, and again, it's heavily padded. There are larger ones that'll carry 2 pistols at a time if you want to do that. There are bigger range bags that you can put your pistols and all of that stuff in. This is just what I carry, but whatever you get comfortable with is primarily, but you want to have all of that stuff readily available, like say Band-Aids, a little Neosporin antiseptic, alcohol wipes in there just in case you get a scratch or cut while you're out there. You don't want to cut your day short.
No.
Just like the Boy Scouts, you want to be prepared for what might happen.
It's always better to have, well, they say, too much than not enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like guns and fire extinguishers, I'd rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, again, just a quick way for you to consider some of the means to have everything that you need and maybe a little bit more, and the ability to transport your firearms safely. Again, doing this as part of our Responsible Gun Owners series with Tom Abbott at Iron Eagle Tactical. KB here on What's Burnin'. And I think as we kind of get a little closer to actually getting out on the range, we're going to talk about all of the fun things that we can do when we're out there. But then we have to get to that phase where another aspect of owning a firearm is learning to clean it properly.
Correctly. You were going to be able to take it apart, and every gun is taken apart differently. Different manufacturers do things differently. So whenever we go out, we shoot, we get to come back, and we're going to highlight a few of the cleaning opportunities. And I like to clean my guns every time after I shoot them. Not everybody does. It's not a necessity. I just like to do it. I know that they're put away and they're clean. It's like washing your car before you get ready to go to work for the following week. I always wash my cars on Sunday. Just part of my routine.
We're going out to the range, and then, of course, as I said, we have one final segment following the range, and that is cleaning a firearm, which, again, is a responsibility. If you're going to be a gun owner, you have to take care of all the various aspects. And we'll have more of that coming up as our series continues right here on Lake TV.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
Most people don't know which direction they're heading when it comes to retirement. Whether they're still on the journey or already there, at SRG Financial we have a process, the Mile Marker Formula, that helps you pursue your work optional lifestyle so you can focus on what's most important to you, like your family or checking off those bucket list items. Start taking the first step toward finding your work optional lifestyle. Call us today at 573-302-7212.
Want to get to know local leaders a lot better? Join Lake TV for a new Community Spotlight show weekdays at 9, 3, and 7. We talk with local leaders to get their story and learn more about their organizations. It's the Community Spotlight show on Lake TV.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Hey, we're back with part 2 of On the Trail at the Camden County Museum with Bill Moeller, our local historian. KB here with What's Burnin'. We had such a great time that we couldn't fit it all into one episode. So, Bill, we're going to take a look around some more.
We're going to look some more. I don't know. We might be here for like 15, 20 episodes if we get it all.
I guess.
And I don't know if you can get it all. But there's a lot of cool stuff here, and we're so glad to be able to bring people in via film to see what we got here.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, folks, we're going to start tooling around the museum and take you on a nice little tour. So come with us. Continuing on with our tour here at the Camden County Museum at Lynn Creek with Bill Moeller. It's On the Trail, and we've moved out of the gymnasium. Now we are in what would be considered what part of the museum?
We are in the study hall. This would have been the study hall. Now, if you're not of a certain age, you're going to go, study hall? Mm-hmm. What's a study hall? This was a room set aside where allegedly in high school you would go and study if you didn't have a class going on.
Okay.
Of course, you never goofed off. You would never do that.
Never.
Hide a magazine in your book. Usually you had a little library area in rooms like this, but every school had a study hall.
Right.
Now it's kind of a conglomeration of different things. We have the school desk that come out of one of the old schools around here. There's some medical stuff in here. But the interesting thing about the high school wing that we're in right now is it was separated from the little kids. We're going to go to the other side, to the elementary side before we get out of here today. Mm-hmm. You know how they've got lunch? They bought it from home.
There you go.
There was no cafeteria in this building until the 1950s.
Okay.
So you had to, when you left home in the morning, you better have something in your lunch pail.
Right.
Because otherwise you're going to go hungry. And it was probably some of the older schools around here, I'm not sure about this one, were heated with wood.
Mm-hmm.
So there was always one child or two that it was expected to get to school a little bit earlier and get that stove fired up and get it warmed up. And probably the same way. I think this may have been a coal-fired by that time. Would have been the same thing. Somebody needs to get here early. Maybe it was a teacher, maybe it was a student or the principal, and get the building warmed up.
Now compare where we are today with schools and how schools want to protect kids. They don't want them poking their eye out. They don't want them hurting each other. And in this day and age, one of the students could have possibly been responsible for getting the building heated up in the morning.
I like that
That's
term,
incredible.
Responsible.
Yeah.
That's it right there in a nutshell. Kids back in those days had a lot more responsibility. 1929, there's probably no bus route running these roads. They were more than likely either riding a mule or a horse or hoofing it over here to go to school all day, and then same thing in the evening. And, you know, I think kids back then knew a little bit more or got older quicker, if we can say it that way, and become more responsible quicker because they had more to do at home as well.
I was going to say the family farm kind of plays a role in this too, because I would imagine, sure, you went to school, but you had to get up early in the morning and do chores, then go to school, then come home and do more chores. And I would be willing to bet that in most instances, these kids had 14, 15, 16-hour days, if not longer?
Yeah, if nothing would surprise me. In my case, I would take, we lived on the farm beside my grandparents, and he ran a cattle operation. So I would get my stuff together in the morning, put my stuff down by the road where I got on the bus, and then walk across the road and help milk the cows, help get the cows in the barn, and had all kinds of chores to do. And it was just the opposite. Granddad had it figured out. When I get off the bus, he had things for me to do.
Right, he sure did.
And then after that, it was homework, eat supper, get in bed.
There you go.
So a whole lot different than it was today.
So we'll move on from study hall, but we're going to stay in the same room. We'll be back to show you just a little bit more about what's going on here at the Camden County Museum. All right, we found a pretty unique piece of equipment here, which is what they used to use to stay in touch with one another, the Western Electric 551A/B telephone switchboard PBX. So this was essentially the way that the town, the local area, kept in touch with one another.
It was. This was a very vital piece of equipment that was generally manned 24 hours a day. Because who knows, in the middle of the night, somebody might have something important to call about. You probably were not calling an ambulance because there wasn't any.
Your cow had a calf?
Cow had a calf. You might need to get a hold of the vet. But these things were a really cool piece of equipment. This was back in the days when you called the operator and said, I need to talk to so-and-so. She would pull out the appropriate line, plug it in up here, and then hit one of these ringers. And it would ring into somebody's home. And you and I were talking earlier about a party line. Now, folks, if you don't know what a party line is, it was the greatest thing ever because everybody had the same line. You had unique rings. Not that it sticks with you, but ours was a long, a short, and a long in our house. If you heard other rings, depending on how you thought about life and what your level of nosiness was, you could pick up the phone very carefully, hold the button down, get that up here, and then ease that button up because you didn't want to pick it up and get that click. But if you ease the button up, you could listen to people and hear what their conversation was. And if you really wanted to butt in, you could just say, yeah, let me tell you about that. So, yeah, it was can you imagine doing that today?
I think we have ways of doing it, but I think it's mainly the government listening in on our conversations, not so much each other. But this is really unique in the sense that this was the communication center. This is where everybody got their information. And I would be willing to bet, now you talk about people listening in, the person in this chair probably did a reasonable amount of listening in.
Well, they kind of had to, because that's how they knew to disconnect the call.
Right.
The call kept going until that was pulled out.
So this person was almost literally the town gossip.
That was, yes, they had all the information for certain.
If you wanted to know, you go to the operator and he or she can tell you just exactly what's going on.
Not only that, the desk here, they probably kept a little pad of paper to keep a running total on your calls.
Right.
And then you would get a bill at the end of the month.
All right.
So I'm sure it was like today when if you don't have a good cell phone plan and your mom or dad say, how much money did you spend? Probably the same concept.
I think it would go around to the point where they didn't negotiate with you, like if you do this, we'll do this or that. It was time to go outside and cut your own switch. And you better cut a green one, and it better be a big one.
Yes, indeed. Peachtree switches are the worst.
There you go. We're in the Climax Springs room here at the Camden County Museum, and you walk in here, and obviously this is a room full of things that you would find in your house. Clothing, some toys for the kids. We found an old stove over there, which Bill wants if I don't get it first.
Yes.
And a lot of household implements like apple peelers and grinders and all kinds of crazy stuff. And now we are in an area where we've got a couple of beds here. And when you and I were talking, I said, that's not a trundle bed, is it? Well, what is it?
It is a trundle bed.
Okay.
And the way that worked, you see the section under there. You were a little concerned about the poor person that had to sleep on that.
Well, it
pulls out, yeah. And then these beds are unique. They do not have any inner springs in them or anything. They're rope. So if you look, you can actually see the rope extending through. And then Megan will probably get us a close-up here after a while. You were sleeping on a rope, which brought up a saying.
What's that?
Sleep tight.
Sleep tight, there you go.
Because what would happen, these ropes being hemp ropes back in those days, they had to be tightened. And there was a device, it was called a wrench, it was just a big wooden structure, and you would start at one corner and turn it, and then tie a new knot. These all loop through to one continuous piece, which would tighten up your spring.
Now I would imagine, like everything else, you had to change the rope at some point.
You probably should have.
Depending on who was sleeping in the bed.
Yeah, or you might find yourself in the floor by morning.
Exactly.
The other thing that comes to mind is these mattresses. That's not foam. It's not memory foam. It's not a Tempur-Pedic.
I think I know what it is.
What is
tell
it?
us.
It's straw.
It's straw?
Yeah, grasses and straw and things like that.
Really?
And it was whatever you had that you could stuff it with.
Right.
Which brings up the other saying, part of that saying, don't let the bed bugs bite.
Ah.
So now you know, probably more than you want to, the old saying, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite, comes from those two things. And that's what they were talking about. They would have to get these mattresses out and clean them from time to time, put new stuff in them. They were just bad because they were usually getting that stuff when it was a little on the greenish side. So everything went in there. So think about not just bed bugs, think about ticks, chiggers, and whatever else.
And allergies.
And allergies. And right behind you, that device on the wall.
I know what that is, yeah.
Well, no, it's not for beating children.
No. But it could be a substitute.
I'm sure it could be.
Yeah.
But that was to beat either rugs or your bedding. And they say it was comfortable. I've never had the, shall we say, the pleasure of sleeping on one. And I really don't need it either.
Well, I guess, you use what you got to what do they say? Necessity is the mother of invention.
Well, no, not down here in the Ozarks. Poor people got poor ways.
Right. Okay. Well, after 2 episodes, we still haven't wrapped things up. But I got to tell you, it's now up to you, the viewers, to come on down to Lynn Creek, check out the Camden County Museum, take a look around, see all of this incredible history. There is so much history here in Camden County.
It's amazing.
It is. You're absolutely right. And I hope at some point we get to check out Miller County and Morgan County, because the lake area is rich, so full of wonderful history. You know, we talk about things like Hahatanka and Bagnell Dam, but you got to see all of the things that happened prior to, during, and after.
Well, let me throw out this little tease. One of those museums you mentioned is at an old stage stop that we'll be visiting. And there's one more museum, because people sometimes forget Benton County is also part of the Lake of the Ozarks. So we got a lot of traveling to do.
Well, we'll find ourselves a good, reliable horse or horses, because I'm not walking.
And get on the trail.
And get on the trail right here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
Most people don't know which direction they're heading when it comes to retirement. Whether they're still on the journey or already there, at SRG Financial we have a process, the mile marker formula, that helps you pursue your work optional lifestyle so you can focus on what's most important to you, like your family or checking off those bucket list items. Start taking the first step toward finding your work optional lifestyle. Call us today at 573-302-7212.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all. We think it's hot stuff when things cool down. We spring into action when things start warming up. Of course, summer is one big, huge shootout on Lake TV. And we fall in love all over again when autumn rolls around. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Moving to the lake is a lot of work, but not with Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you. For packing up and delivering to your new home or simply loading and transferring your belongings, Sunrise Movers is the easy choice for your next move. Sunrise Movers packs your possessions extra carefully, shows up on time, and strives for 5-star customer service every time. Sunrise Movers, the official movers of Lake TV. Give us a call today to get a free estimate. Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you.
Hey, it's KB with What's Burnin' here at Ozarks Cat and Canine for KB's Furry Friends. And we can use the term friends because we've got 2 little kitties, a couple of little girls, Yam and Pumpkin Pie, and they need a home, but they have to be together. And so to tell us a little bit more about what's going on, we've got Mary Meow Me Tilly with us here. Let's give a little background on our friends here.
Okay. Well, the one you have is Yam. The one I have here is Pumpkin Pie. Pumpkin Pie is a little bit more shy than her sister, but Yam is the one who is really, truly bonded and needs to stay with her sibling.
Yeah, that happens.
They came in, there was 4 kittens and a mama, came in the week before Thanksgiving. Mama was Grace, and then their siblings, Cranberry and Spud, have already been adopted. These are the 2 that are left.
Cranberry and Spud.
And we have found that we always encourage kittens to go together in pairs because they do better that way. But in the case of these 2, we have found that Yam is extremely bonded with her siblings. And when she gets separated out for any reason, you know, like if we're giving shots or even just cleaning, she cries and cries until she's back together with
I don't like to be left alone.
And anytime, cats are very susceptible to stress. Mm-hmm. And anytime that they get stressed out, it can affect their immune system, which can cause medical issues for them. So we don't want to do anything to risk Yam not having the perfect life and staying with her sister.
So if one cat is just not enough, you can adopt these two adorable sisters, Yam, who I have, and Pumpkin Pie, who Mary's holding on to. They're both cute as can be. Now, I will say Yam's quite the climber.
Yes, she is. She's a little more outgoing than her sister as long as they're together.
Well, and that's what we want, man. We want them to be happy, because you get a cat home and you take them out of the litter, and you can never really tell sometimes what's going to happen because they're born together. I got a couple of those at my house that if you take one, you have to take them both, because if you don't do things together, then one of them will end up flipping out.
Yep. We come in here all the time, and these two are laying on top of each other, a little kitten pile. It's cute as can be. So
sometimes as they get older, it seems like then they become maybe a little bit more adapted to being by themselves, but we're not going to even give that a shot.
Right.
Yeah. Come on by and see what's cooking here at Ozarks Cat and Canine with Yam and Pumpkin Pie. And of course, we want to also remind folks, it's wintertime at the lake. Just fortunate we've got a beautiful day before all the snow hits. You guys can still use some food once in a while.
We always can. We have a pet food pantry that people in the public who need help can come get food, dog food, cat food, and litter if we have it, once a month from us. And sometimes that bag of food is what makes the difference in them being able to keep their animal in the home as opposed to having to rehome it.
Absolutely.
Right now, we put out a plea on Facebook this past week, so we've had a lot of response. Got a big, huge shipment in from Amazon today of all kinds of dog food. We're starting to get a little low on cat, and we do not have any litter out there at all.
Uh-oh. So. You know what that means. They need litter. They need it in a big way. What do you think, Ann? You need some litter? Got a place to go poo-poo. Yeah, that's how it works. Well, I love these two, and I hope they find a home, and maybe you have the right home for them. But remember, Yam and Pumpkin Pie, they're a set. They don't want to get them broken up, and they want to keep these cats happy and not stressed out. Right now, Yam seems like she's doing a pretty good job. Well, folks, as always, we appreciate your input. And Mary, if they've got questions, if they want to come in and take a look around, let's give out the website and, of course, the phone number.
Website is ozarkscatandcanine.com. We do spell cat with a K, and canine is the letter K and the number 9. Phone number is 573-374-2629. And I just want to remind people that sometime, there's only a couple of us up here in the office that can answer the phone. And if we are busy with other people or helping with the animals, make sure you leave a message if you don't get a response.
Absolutely. I will say one thing. It's nice to know that most of these cats in the room, Nugget's possibly going to be going somewhere. The one you keep seeing over my shoulder, that's Amanda. She's probably going to have a home, but there are plenty of them in here. Just stop by, take a look around, and see if you can't find yourself a new friend.
And we have that whole cat room in the back. We just moved 3 more down there today.
So there's plenty to choose from. But it's nice to see that they're finding homes. Yam, Pumpkin Pie, KB, Mary, Miami, Tilly. It's KB's Furry Friends, presented by our veterinary at the lake right here on Lake TV.
At SRG Financial, we reduce the uncertainty on your journey to financial independence. Our foundational approach revolves around 2 things: what matters most to our clients and the things that we can control. The things that matter most often revolve around family, occupation, and recreation. The things we can control are a panoramic approach to financial planning, a strategy that stays fluid and dynamic like your life, and a proprietary process, the mile marker formula. If you want to reduce the uncertainty on your journey, contact us today.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
It's our most protective wash yet. Introducing the Quick Car Ceramic Wash. It's an industrial-grade polymer solution with ceramic nanotechnology, resulting in high-end, advanced scientific protection of your vehicle's finish. The Quick Car Ceramic Wash. Try it on its own or with the monthly Unlimited Wash Club today. Quick Car. Quick, easy, and professional every time. In Jefferson City and Osage Beach.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
For 55 years, Bryant Auction has been a trusted and reliable auction company that cares about their clients. Whether it's real estate, guns, or an estate sale, Bryant Auction in Osage Beach gets results. Call 573-346-4777 or go to BryantAuction.com with auctions every Thursday at 5.
I'm always here, and don't tell my wife, but I have more fun here than I do at home.
Bryant Auction. Consider it sold!
Hey, thanks so much for joining us here on Lake TV and What's Burnin'. Another great show in the can, and we'll be back for plenty more, including next week when we get back to some of the great things that we've been doing. Again, with Tom Abbott and the Responsible Gun Ownership Series, it's been a lot of fun working with Tom, with Iron Eagle Tactical, and having the opportunity to gain a lot of great knowledge from Tom, and of course getting back out on the range. That's always a lot of fun. We're going to head out to Ozarks Cat and Canine and check in with Handsome. Handsome is a handful, but he's a handsome pit bull, and he could use a good home if, you've got the arms and legs and strength and tenacity to keep up with this guy. He's incredible. We loved having him on the show, and you'll love having him in your home, quite possibly. Also, a big thanks to all of our wonderful sponsors, SRG Financial Advisors. How about everybody at Bryant Auction, Budget Blinds, Ozark Barge and Dock, and of course, our veterinary at the lake. We thank all of our great sponsors, and maybe you'd like to be a sponsor. That's very easy to do. Get a hold of us by reaching out to me, kb@mylaketv.com. If you've got ideas, if you've got thoughts, something you'd like to see on the program, we're happy to do that for you right here on What's Burnin'. Want to send a shout out to some of the other great local shows that we have available, including Chris Schneider with the Coaches Show. It's the basketball edition here on Lake TV. Chris talking to local high school basketball coaches about how their teams are doing. And that does mean, of course, yes, we do have high school basketball. Another great show to check out, Keeping It Local with Cup of Coffee. That's William Holtz and Chris Schneider, 8 a.m., 1 p.m., and 8 p.m. And don't forget the Community Spotlight as well with Chris Schneider, 9 a.m., 3 p.m., and 7 p.m. And don't forget about What's Burnin'. We're back here next week with a new one on Lake TV.